welcome back to my channel. So today I'm finally making a video on how to do your practicals for science subjects if you are homeschooled. First, I want to apologize for taking so long to make this video, and I know the people who commented asking for this video are probably long done with school now, and I'm so sorry I got super caught up with medical school. If you haven't seen my previous video, I explain everything in my little update video and like how to get an A in med school video. Yeah, I decided to go ahead and make this video anyway because I figured for the next batch of people, that sounded really weird. For the incoming people who might be interested in doing homeschooling and need some advice, this video might be of help to someone, so I'm finally filming it. Okay, so I had to do some thinking and go back to what I actually did in A-levels because it felt like so long ago, and I actually do remember everything I did. I got an A in my subjects and I got an A for the practical exams. I do remember that. To start the video, first of all, you can do your practicals if you're homeschooled. So basically what I did was I contacted schools in my nearby area and asked if I could actually just use their equipment and stuff. I literally did this. Some schools said no, some said yes, and then I just chose a school and asked if I could use their equipment. I mean, a little bit awkward, but it was totally chill. It was fine. So first of all, what I did was I looked for schools that offered the A-level curriculum, because I'm from South Africa and most people do matric here, and I wanted to do A-levels so that I could go study overseas. So I looked for schools that offered A-levels, and then from there I contacted those schools and asked if I could use their lab and if I could maybe have a session with a teacher or someone on biology practicals or chemistry practical, and I paid for that and everything, I think. I can't remember if they did it for free for me or if I paid. I honestly can't remember. So yeah, I remember for biology, I went to a nearby school called the Newberry School. They were really sweet and helpful. I think I only went 2 times because for biology, the practical actually really isn't that hard. No, I think I only went once. Yeah, I only went once to practice using the equipment, to get used to using a microscope quickly, to, get used to using all the stuff. And then I went a second time just before the exam to practice doing it under time conditions. But I'm going to tell you what I did leading up to that, which made it a lot easier. Okay, so what I did to learn the practicals really well and not actually have to use the school's facilities that often, only twice, is I just watched a lot of YouTube videos on the practicals. I watched as many YouTube videos as I could and really studied them to see what they were doing. And then what I would do is I would, in my mind, imagine I was holding this piece of equipment or doing that and imagine going through it. So almost hypnotherapists will do that thing where you do a walkthrough of something. They do it with sports people. They'll have them do a run through of their program in their mind, or a run through of a sporting event in their mind. And also during that run through in your mind, prepare for mishaps. So they'll have sports people prepare to say fall, and then what they're gonna do, get up, do this, how they're gonna, do it. So yeah, I basically just used my mind to go through it. It sounds kind of simple. Yeah, I feel like I could give better advice on this one. Yeah, basically watching YouTube videos and then being able to do it step by step in my mind. And then I'd rewatch the video and double check, did I do it step by step? And the next thing is that in the textbook, they do have the steps for doing a practical. Memorize those. Just memorize them. Memorize them. Okay, then the next step is to use past papers. So, I mean, it was kind of weird practicing a past paper without actually doing the practical, but you can still practice them. So I would practice the papers. First, I didn't do them under time conditions. I just did the paper, and then I imagined going through the experiment and what I would do, and I kind of wrote it out, and then I would say put the answers I predicted I would have gotten if I were actually doing the experiment, and then I would compare it to the mark scheme. Wait. Wow, it's been so long since I've talked about this stuff. Is it called mark scheme? Xtremepapers.com to get my past papers, and they always have it's called the mark scheme, what the examiners use. And then I'd go through that, and past papers, guys, you have to do past papers. They are so helpful because you think you're doing everything right. I mean, you technically are doing everything right, but the examiners are always looking for something specific. As you know, if you're doing A-levels, you probably know this. Those marking schemes are so annoying. So definitely use this so you know what the examiners are looking for. So yeah, I practiced doing past papers, and as I said, within those past papers, I imagined myself doing the entire experiment. And then after that, I did the past papers timed under time conditions, but again, also imagining doing the experiment. And then yeah, other than that, I did the YouTube videos, read the textbook, memorized the YouTube videos, memorized the textbook, memorized doing it in my head. In my head, also memorize what would happen if there was a mishap, if something didn't work out, how much time I would have left. I also calculated how much time I would need for each section. And yeah, then I just went to that school the one time to practice using the equipment, so I made sure I knew how to use the equipment. And then I went one more time to practice using the equipment under time pressures so that I knew I could do it in time. And then I wrote the exam there. That was the school that let me use their venue to write the exam, so I did my practical exam there, and I was able to use all the equipment, everything went fine. I do remember on the exam day, I kind of panicked a bit because the biology experiment actually, like, the stuff didn't work. And if you don't know, the invigilator or examiner also has to do the biology experiment in a separate room, just to make sure the results are confirmed and like the students aren't cheating and whatnot. And I remember I was doing the experiment and like I just wasn't getting the results I was expecting, and I was like panicking inside, and I was thinking, okay, well, I just have to document what I'm getting, like you can't lie. So I was like writing down, okay, this is what I'm getting. And like, thank goodness, at the end of the exam, the teacher probably shouldn't have told me this, well, the examiner slash teacher, she was like, did your experiment work? I was like, no. And she's like, mine neither. And I was like, phew, I didn't do anything wrong. It was just like the solution didn't work. Sometimes they said like the solution stuff can go old or something. It can go old, so the reaction just didn't work properly or as well. So she said her one didn't work either. Like there was no reaction that occurred. So I was like, thank goodness. Anyway, so yeah, those are basically my tips. It wasn't that hard for biology. Chemistry got a little bit more complicated, but I'll make another video on that. And yeah, I hope you guys found this helpful. And yeah, just remember, past papers are the way to go. Anyway, I'll see you in my next video.